to the innovation model. We will go deep in this concept in the following. In these topics: innovation and collaborative innovation networks, collaborative innovation in manufacturing, and okay, let's start with this concept. What is collaborative innovation? This is a process in which multiple players within and outside an organization contribute towards creating and developing new products, service, policies, process, or business solution. At the end, the main objective of this type of innovation is the knowledge or products are created cooperatively. As you see here, you see these elements: the business practice, workplace organization, external relations, product or process, marketing method, organization methods are created in collaborative way. So this is a new and significant improvement of the traditional concept of innovation. At the end, this concept also embraces, for example, the new co-working or entrepreneurial spaces where all is about collaboration, open space and big tables waiting for serendipity to happen, where unlike lies to connect, all aim to collaborate. Just the to set multiple websites or tools that help sharing knowledge inside and outside companies. All right now is about innovation, but based in a collaboration focus. Now is where is collaboration? What does this really mean in a business environment? For example, if you see that some people sharing table, occasionally talking or participating in some hackathon, or exchanging favors with some scholarship body, etc., that's not collaboration. A real collaboration implies sharing without fear and without true interest, good ideas, good practices, because it's a mutual benefits that you are trying to achieve. If your client, if you're a supplier and your client improve and get better and bigger, then it will get you more orders, so you will get more income too. So at the end, it's good to collaborate with each other. There are different collaborative innovation models. For example, the in these models, what is needed is that the company shifts from individual companies to the community, what the benefits of the community and how will we share that information inside that the types of collaborative effort that each one will be used, or which one is more benefit for each one of the companies. First model is the ad hoc model. In this case, the control is concentrated in a focal point, basically in a contract. There is no platform, there is no interaction between third parties, and in practice, this collaboration are on transaction by transaction basis, that there is not policies or standards established. So this is the ad hoc model is like the more and formally based in a contract with all of the things were established, we will be sharing or not, and what the for what I know is is more based on confidentiality or for a specific time where you will need some specific information. What I say confidentiality is in the contract, it's this type of contracts are very strong in the confidentiality terms of the information sharing transaction. The third model is a network model. In this case, the control is concentrated on a focal firm. Only one is required that information sharing. The platform is proprietary of the one that is the focal point. Interaction, there is not possible to interact between all of them. It's only all of them with the focal point, with the firm. And in practice, this is similar to the model number two, but the focal firm allows third-party companies to interact with each other. And the fourth model is the open platform model. The control is distributed. Uh, the platform is shared among network participants. It's more open. The interaction between third parties is possible. And in practice, all companies can interact among themselves within the ecosystem. So the focal point here is to truly develop an ecosystem to share information. If you notice, there is not contract to formalize what type of information will be sharing between the parties. When a company wants to move to one of the models that I just explained to another, there is things that need to take into consideration. First, their outcomes are not predictable as well as the income. So the innovation could be like not a stable process. Then in the governance, if you incorporate more than third parties who will take care of the role of the leader of this collaborative network, or who will be responsible of the information sharing there. And spreading gains is key to creating and maintaining incentive to third parties. What will be gaining in this sharing process? What will be the incentive? And another challenge that's a huge one is how you protect the intellectual property on all of the ideas and information that is sharing there. At the end, ones will say that that huge and important product or service that is now your key star in the company was result of this. So who is the owner of that intellectual property? Is really interesting things to take into account. Now, things that will be important to take into consideration in the innovation process: the agility, adaptability, and alignment. Let's learn about each one. Okay, let's talk about the first two A's. The first A is agility, is the capacity of the whole supply chain to respond quickly to dramatic changes in supply and demand. For the other hand, adaptability is more strategic because it means how quickly the company can implement all the changes that are needed based on as well, the changes in customer requirements and the new opportunities. These two have the objective to not only increase the capacity of the company to produce more, but also to do that in a more cost-effective way. As a result, agility is quite dependent of the flow of information through the supply chain. We have been talking about this, but without the right information at the right time, it's really hard to make really good decisions. So at the end, where is the key in this part to be really agile is to be integrated between in the front of the supply chain to get information from the market and the customers, and the beginning of the supply chain where you integrate with the suppliers. So at the end, a well-integrated supply chain is key to attain competitive advantage. We have been talking about this in the previous models. This is a good example. In the case of Dell, they include 90% of the suppliers in the order, so they have integrated websites on suppliers, and Dell is like they have a well-developed B2B business model. In the other hand, alignment is really necessary to improve among supply chain partners. For example, 95% of those suppliers are situated very close to the assembly plant, hence coordination is more easier. So this is very important. If you have your key players, you will need to be more efficient, moving closer the closest that you can to the key drivers, key players, sorry, of your supply chain. And an adaptive supply chain network is real dependent of the real time integration. Um, this requires, as we were talking, enterprise integration strategies that make able to the supply chains to have the information, real-time integration between all of the supply chain portfolio, because the knowing every time what event is happening at the real time and when it's happening is very important to be an adaptive supply chain. This is an example of the HP. HP introduced an online e-commerce channel, but in collaboration with FedEx. So at the end, the strength of FedEx in terms of logistics help um, to HP integrate the order inventory management through the logistics of FedEx to their clients in the US. At the end, it helped HP to be more efficient in terms of their sales online, and also because both companies have a strong systems, they can share information in real time. So this is a win-win situation, a very adaptive example of a supply chain. Another example, this is the 7-Eleven stores. There is the largest convenience stores in Japan with 23.3 billion annual sales. They have an approach, agility's approach, that is based on the following model: that's measure, identify, analyze, and act, as we saw in the agility model. They have a point of sale total visibility that help them to measure everything, and then they can identify the correlation and substitution local events and production transitions, and then they can localize promotion, shelf and merchandising, new product development based on that information that they get from their point of sales. And then they act, and they have a trust-based agile logistics and dynamic shelving and supplier collaboration that helps them to take advantage of all the information that they get from the point. Another example of agility that has allowed companies to bring speed to the market with a new product introduction was, for example, in 2005, the Xbox launches Xbox 360 at the same time in North America and Europe, and beating Sony PlayStation by the close of the year. This was a result of effective collaboration between manufacturers and distributors that allowed them to be time to market before Sony. In conclusion, the three A's, agility, adaptability, and alignment, are winning strategies that counter challenges such as increasing demand and supply chain uncertainty, shortening product and technology cycles, and having multiple outsourced partners and aligning in their interests and needs. At the end, the key here is the on-time flow of information, the partnership, and the collaboration. Let's tell about this fashion-forward Zara supply chains strategies, and let's learn more about how this company has been successful handle the whole supply chain and have stores around the world. I don't know if you are familiar with this, but Zara is a Spanish clothing accessory retailer that is based in Galicia, Spain. It was founded in 1995 by this guy, Armando Ortega and Rosalia Mera. They were both Spanish people. This is a flagship chain store of the Inditex Group, Inditex Corporation. Inditex is now considered one of the world's largest fashion group, to which other fashion brand names such as Zara, Kids, Pull&Bear, Massimo Dutti, Bershka, Stradivarius, Oysho, Zara Home, Lefties, and Urtic. It's very, very famous. The big thing about Zara is that they change their designs 2 weeks per time, where Marks and Spencer change 2 months at a time. That could be considered the two closest competitors. Zara products are very popular between female, let's say between age of 25, 24 and 25, but I would guess it would be a wider target. Their product portfolio are comprised with men, women, and kids. Clothes, shoes, cosmetics, and complement, and home products too. This is very interesting because the company prefer to invest a percentage of revenue in opening new stores rather than huge marketing campaigns. This is different from what we know uh, is the practice of most of the businesses. The whole story is it's just their marketing. There are around 1,600 stores around the world. Zara is a fashion imitator company. What this means, they have a photographer that goes every fashion show and they get pictures of all of the new models from framing designers, and they move that quickly to the fabric and the designer to start producing those same models. Zara turnarounds more than 2,000 designs per annually, and its revenue for 2012 is over £7 billion. Now it's currently huge than that. We can read the company statement what day it is in and the next day it is out. A popular phrase that often resounds when apparel industry comes to mind. The fashion industry is known to run a high degree of uncertainty because you depend when you are in this industry in the fashion, and where is in fashion depends on what the people taste, and every time that is changing. So that's why changing trends is even harder to predict and market and forecast the recurrent raw material prices are really hard to predict with anticipate. I guess this point was has been the successful pillars from Zara, because in the past the apparel industries have been more associated with the push model and push style and new outfit to the market. Now it's the other way around. That's why Sarah take that to account. Another thing is the same strategic instrument for failures today. When you enter competitors, the thing has to be worked different. Um, Additionally, every location and every geographic has a different style, patterns, per capita income that have to be because I'm good follower of this brand. These three things, from my point of view, has been the differentiation pillars from Zara compared with the other big apparel retailers. As a result, Zara has maintained his stand as a leader in the apparel industry, and what makes it so profitable to their owners is their unique supply chain strategies. They have amazing systems to optimize everything, the use of the raw materials, the purchasing, everything. And they follow these three principles: the quick response to demand, as I just told you. They work with small batch productions, and they have a central distribution center from one point that distribute to the whole world. In terms of the procurement, and we will be going to detail what this means in the model of procurement, but Zara buys the raw material from Italy, Spain, and Greece. They are very close to them, to the plant, the manufacturing plant in Spain, so they have a quickly response to the final selling. Suppliers agree to supply to them in 5 days to start a facility in Spain, which is good. Based on they are working on new fresh designs every week. Though to this of the inbound logistics involve haulage, mainly trucks. Not which is not that good from Zara is in terms of pricing. Most of their production and carry out in Spain, where the average wage are higher than low cost in Asian countries. So they have huge factory waste, higher than their competitors. But in the other hand, they compensate that with the efficiency that they get in the other part of the supply chain in terms of delivery, the way that they work uh, allows them to deliver the closest to each store in 2 days after ordering. And most of them are arriving by truck from the Spanish factories. So they go to the factory straight to the store, which is really, really efficient. Imagine that this graph describes really good um, what happened in the Zara business model. First, you have the Zara design teams that monitor the fashion trends and store sales. So based on this, they come up with 1,000 designs a month. What I noticed, they also the designers they have a team or someone they hire that goes to the fashion shows and take pictures, so they get fresh the new design, what is the next trending topic, and they go very fast to put that on stores. Then the second thing that they do is they send this out for manufacturing around the world, and then they start to sew everything. Then complete designs are shipped back to Spain, and then local store managers each country tell the Zara head office in Spain what the store needs and how much. So based on this, um, they will plan in Spain what is need to produce and what they need to buy for fabric or and other materials to produce all the things that the stores need. They go right away to the market. The design teams file trucks and consent for Zara over more than 1,600 stores based on local needs and trends, and a store gets consignments twice a week. This is a resume of what is their supply chain. It's very interesting. As a result, let's see some figures from Zara. It produces about 11,000 distinct items annually. Wow, compared with 2,000 to 4,000 items for its key competitors. So they have a very quick supply chain through the production to delivery. This is a amazing cycle. The company can design a new product and finished goods in stores in 4 to 5 weeks, which is sometimes it can modify existing items as little as 2 weeks, shortening the product life cycles, being ready to success meeting consumer preference is always on trend topic is amazing. An average high street store in Spain expects customers to visit 3 times a year. That goes up 17 times for Zara, which is really good. 50% of the products Zara sells are manufactured in Spain, 26% in the rest of Europe, 24% in Asian African countries, and the rest of the world. So at the end, they have a really strong supply chain that make them to move quickly. If you see, move really quickly to satisfy the customer expectations in terms of their fashion and trending. Is really hard work to do that, but they accomplish well. So they are doing good, and it's a good practice in terms of the manufacturing in the fashion industry. Okay, conclusions of today's sessions. What we have learned today. Collaborative innovation includes all process to create results internally and with third parties. This is really important. Coins are self-motivating teams with a collective vision and strategic idea to achieve common goal. This is based on the concept of open innovation. Key concepts in collaborative innovation are customers and continuous improvement. Customers should be the center objective of the company is to satisfy and to add value to the customer, because at the end that will give you the revenues and the essence of your company, and continue improvements, because every time the requirements changes you need to go back to your company and see what you need to change. And evolving from one model to the next require a deep understanding of capabilities and limitation. It means in terms of the models to sharing. Okay, innovation sharing. Okay, this was today. Thank you very much. See you in the next model.